Greetings to one and all. This will be my first video on how to play a Ventrue character vampire in Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game, the new V5 edition. However, I have not yet played V5 myself, so if you see me make a mistake, feel free to point it out in the comments. In this video, I will provide updates to the recent history of the World of Darkness. These events were introduced with the V5 edition, and I will describe them here. In the early 2000s, the bulk of the Sabbat set off to the Middle East and Eastern Europe on a Gehenna preventing crusade. There they clashed with Ashira, a sect of Muslim vampires much like the Camarilla, but older and built around Islamic beliefs. The Camarilla allied with Ashira to fight the Sabbat in this Gehenna war in order to preserve the Masquerade and to protect certain sleeping Methuselahs whom Sabbat might mistake for antediluvians. At the same time, a mysterious force called the Beckoning has afflicted elders of 7th generation and lower, calling them to the Gehenna war. Those who try to resist seclude themselves in their domains and exhibit mental derangements that can be alleviated only by drinking the blood of fledglings. Then, in 2004, a disaster struck. The NSA managed to hack ShrekNet, the Nosferatu's global computer network, and thus learned about the existence of Homo sanguinus. They didn't get all the data, but they got enough. The ShrekNet was promptly dismantled, though Nosferatu conveniently skipped deleting the data about the Giovanni clan. For the next 4 years, the NSA made alliances and did careful study of the data. Along with security agencies of other countries, they approached the Vatican and allied with the Society of Leopold, who was overjoyed at finally being taken seriously as much as NSA's vast resources. Thus, the Second Inquisition was formed. However, they decided that the best way to proceed was to keep most of their operatives in the dark about the nature of their foe, making them think they are fighting human terrorists, mobsters and criminals. After all, they don't want to eradicate the vampires. They want what vampires have. In 2008, the Second Inquisition launched its first strike against the vampires by destroying the Tremere clan's main chantry in Vienna. This was covered up publicly as an ISIS attack. Other major cities followed, like London, Berlin, Paris, Las Vegas, and so on, purging them completely and utterly of vampiric menace. These were similarly masked as terrorist and counter-terrorist activities, gang violence, or police raids. Thousands of vampires were killed. Others were captured for study under pretense of arrests. With the Tremere leadership destroyed, their entire inter-clan blood bond collapsed along with their pyramid hierarchy, and their clan split into 4 houses. They now also require a major effort to form blood bonds with other vampires. The Giovanni, on the other hand, were worse. They have been all but eradicated. Due to the beckoning, many Camarilla domains had lost their elders and suffered in these attacks. The Sabbat lost strongholds too, and with most of their numbers missing as well, they started resorting to guerrilla terrorist attacks against the Camarilla. The Camarilla issued a harsh ban on all forms of electronic communication, cell phones, Facebook, Twitter, and so on, punishable by blood hunt. It caused many of their domains to become isolated. Emergency conclaves were summoned in Prague and Chicago. There, the anarchs blamed the Camarilla for the Second Inquisition, accusing them of playing with mortals too recklessly. The Camarilla, on the other hand, said, "If you're not with us, you're against us," which caused many kindred to go over to the anarchs. Arguments culminated with Theo Bell killing his old master Hardestadt in a surprise attack. For a second it looked like the conclaves would devolve into open violence. Still, they managed to hold on to some semblance of decorum. The anarchs split off from the Camarilla and went to a kind of a cold war with them. This war is called the Age War. Still, they agreed to uphold one tradition and one tradition alone, that of the masquerade, though they uphold it only barely. The Setite clan, also known as the Ministry, joined the anarchs too, after being refused by the Camarilla. Influx of new members and the weakening of both Sabbat and the Camarilla gave the anarchs confidence and drive. They can practically taste victory in the jihad now. As for the Camarilla, all is not lost. The Assamite clan joined them officially because of Camarilla's assistance to Ashira in the Gehenna war. Also, a large fraction of the La Sombra, called the Amici Noctis, the Friends of the Night, has deflected from the Sabbat and joined Camarilla as well. Furthermore, promising Ancile, who never got to act out their modern ideas due to their elders' obsolete point of view, are now free to step up, assume leadership, and save the Ivory Tower. The Camarilla has also become much more exclusive. While before, most kindred could claim membership by default, now it is not so easy to be admitted in. So that is it for my 11th tutorial. In my next tutorial I will speak about dice roll changes introduced in the V5. I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll see you again soon.